What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 rounds?
I swear to God.
8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good. Under here. Roll under the base.
So that lawnmower, that's that. Start that.
I made the decision.
Gervonta Davis has dropped a wild training video that's got the entire boxing world buzzing. Even Shakur Stevenson couldn't believe it when he saw the footage during an interview. He was clearly shocked and said Davis is taking this fight very seriously. He knows Lamont is coming for him, and he's doing everything he can to be ready. In fact, Shakur wasn't just surprised after watching the video, he even changed his prediction for the fight.
Get the fuck out of here!
God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
It's gonna be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there.
Yeah, after seeing how hard Tank is training, I think they both have an equal shot at winning. Lamont is tough, and so is Tank, so it all depends on who shows up better on fight night. But it's definitely going to be a close match. This came after Shakur had earlier said Lamont would win the rematch. One fan reacted to Shakur's surprise by saying that's exactly how shocked you'll be when Tank takes you down. Another fan added, I'm not surprised he's doubting Tank, but trust me, Gervonta Davis will handle Shakur when the time comes. Roach just got lucky the first time. That won't happen again.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's just mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's going to be.
Boxing fans were hoping that a win for WBA lightweight champion Davis would lead to a unification fight with WBC champion Stevenson later this year. But things didn't go as expected. Davis ended up with a controversial draw against Roach, and the biggest moment came in round 9, when Tank surprised everyone by taking a knee and going back to his corner. The referee didn't count it as a knockdown, which caused a lot of debate. The fight lasted all 12 rounds, and the judges scored it 115-113 for Davis, and 114-114 twice, making it a majority draw. If the knockdown had been counted, Roach would have won.
What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that, and he called cap on it. So if you're gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it.
We got the rematch announced today with him and Lamont Roach. I think
they announced it today?
So what do you think, considering you were...
Stevenson has shared his thoughts on the result through social media, saying it went just like he expected. He said, my ticket hit tonight. For those who don't know anything about boxing, the fight went exactly how I thought it would. He also made it clear he's not going to criticize Tank for his performance, even though Davis recently made fun of Shakur's win over Josh Padley last week. He said, I'm not even going to troll him like he would with me, but I'm still ready and willing to fight. Let's make it happen.
We got the rematch announced today with him and Lamont Roach. I think
they announced it today?
So what do you think, considering you were one of the handful of people to pick Lamont Roach, give him a tough fight?
I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So He better be.
Davis shared in his post-fight interview that he wants an immediate rematch with Roach, which means a fight between him and Stevenson might not happen anytime soon. Shortly after, Shakur posted on X saying, "If Lamont doesn't get his rematch, I've got a big fight for him and a world title shot against me." He added that Lamont's his guy, but they can still make it happen. Good stuff. Roach. Earlier this week, boxing fans finally got the news they were waiting for. The rematch between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach is officially set for August 16th in Las Vegas, Nevada. Their first fight ended in a majority draw, and now there's a lot of buzz around how the rematch will unfold. During the 9th round of the first fight, Davis unexpectedly took a knee, which wasn't ruled a knockdown, leading some to think he wasn't fully locked in for that match. Many believe that if he comes into the rematch focused, he could stop Roach before it goes to the judges. One person who'll definitely be watching closely is undefeated WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, who might face the winner of Davis versus Roach too.
Oh man, that's a good fight. That's a real good fight. I would love to see that. That's a scrappy. That'll be a scrappy fight.
Hey, give me how you compare the styles.
I got Shushu boxing a little bit more than Roach, but Roach can box. But
Stevenson and Tank Davis have a long-standing rivalry. In a May 16th interview with Fight Hub TV, Stevenson gave a straightforward warning to Davis about the upcoming rematch. He said, "I think it's risky for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. Lamont is a tough fighter, and I can see things going wrong for Davis. He needs to be at his best." Since his March 1st fight with Roach, Davis has stayed quiet, which might mean he's already focused on preparing for the rematch.
I can't go with the winner right there. You know what I'm saying? We got to give Lamont Roach credit right now, because we just compared him to two of the top welterweights. I mean, junior welterweight, junior lightweight fighters.
Roach Jr. entered the fight as a huge underdog with almost no one backing him to win. Everyone expected Davis to chase him down easily like a fast runner after a slow turtle. But in one of boxing's biggest surprises recently, the WBA super featherweight champion showed he could match Davis in skill, power, and toughness. Instead of Davis winning as predicted, the fight ended in a majority draw. Shakur Stevenson believes in Lamont Roach so much that he even bet the fight would last all 12 rounds.
Lamont was on point.
Why you think that is, though? Because usually we know Tank is the guy that, he'll fight. He'll walk you down. We seen what he did to Frank Martin. We seen what he did to, I would say, Rolly and Ryan. He boxed more and caught them in counters. But we seen him walk a lot of guys down. Mario Barrios. Why you think it went like that in terms of the fighting?
Because I feel as though Tank didn't understand or realize how good Lamont was. So he kind of was sleeping on him. And I felt as though Lamont was catching him when he was unexpected.
He was so sure of Roach that, despite his rivalry with Gervonta Davis, he went to watch the fight live at the Barclays Center. You could say his deep knowledge of Lamont Roach from their amateur days played a big part. While many top amateur fighters struggle to shine as pros, Roach isn't one of them. Shakur Stevenson confirmed this, telling Cigar Talk that he believes the challenger actually won the fight. Stevenson, who has been pushing for a unification match with Davis, made it clear where he stands.
But I feel like when he was boxing boring, he was more so in control. That's when he was kind of like in control of the fight for me. And when he kind of like tried to fight, I felt like Lamont was on point.
Why you think that is, though? Because usually we know Tank is the guy that, he'll fight. He'll walk you down. We seen what he did to Frank Martin. We seen what he did to, I would say, Rolly and Ryan. He boxed more and caught them in counters. But we seen him walk a lot of guys down.
I saw Lamont as the winner. I really felt like he controlled the fight. Tank had his moments, but when he played it safe, he seemed more in control. However, when he got aggressive, Lamont was sharper. Stevenson, who's held the WBC title since late 2023, thinks Davis didn't fully respect Roach. He said Tank didn't realize just how good Lamont was and was kind of sleeping on him. Lamont caught Tank off guard with moves he wasn't used to, surprising him when things came back at him.
You think he got hurt in the fight?
Hell yeah, for sure. Matter of fact, it was a part of the fight where Tank threw a left hand, he caught Lamont. And Lamont, as he was throwing his left hand, he kind of got hit, but he threw right back.
Threw right back. Yeah,
and
yeah.
he wobbled Tank. And, Tank felt his power.
So, all right, based on that fight, like, you know, obviously, you versus Tank is, everybody been saying they want to see it. We don't know if it's ever going to happen, whatever the case is, but based on that fight, obviously, you've been saying you think you're going to win, but based on that fight,
If his opponent got hurt in the fight, Shakur had no doubt about it. He said, "Hell yeah, for sure." In fact, there was a moment when Tank threw a left hand and caught Lamont, but Lamont quickly fired back with a right that wobbled Tank. Tank felt that power. Many boxing fans agree that the lightweight division is the most exciting in the sport right now. Not only does it have some of the best pound-for-pound fighters, but it also features big personalities and superstars. Two of those stars are Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Shakur Stevenson. These two undefeated fighters have been going back and forth for years, building up the anticipation.
Fight, obviously, you've been saying you think you're going to win, but based on that fight, what do you see if you was in there?
I can't give out no game plans. I know that I'm the best boxer on the planet. And none of these guys could beat me. And I'm going to keep saying that, and that's how I feel. But as far as the fight, if he wants to fight me, we can get it done. We can do that next. But if he don't want to fight me, I can go fight Lamont, and I can show the difference between me and him.
If Davis gets past Lamont Roach in their August rematch, there's a good chance the boxing world will finally see Tank and Shakur face off in the ring. Recently, Ring Magazine shared its lightweight rankings. While there isn't an official ring lightweight champion right now, Gervonta Davis is ranked number 1, Keshin Davis is number 2, and Stevenson is number 3. When Stevenson was asked about these rankings in a May 16th interview with Fight Hub TV, he didn't hold back. He said, "The guy at number 1 just had a draw in his last fight, right? So what's there to talk about? It's not even worth it. It is what it is. I'm not worried. It's funny to me. It's all jokes. None of that matters. July 12th is what counts. As long as I'm locked in and focused on my job, that's all that matters."
If he wants to fight me, we can get it done. We can do that next. But if he don't want to fight me, I can go fight Lamont, and I can show the difference between me and him. And Lamont may think differently too. He may feel as though, you know, when he getting there with me, that he gonna beat me or do the same that he did tonight with me. And let's see. I think it'll make for an intriguing matchup, and it'll be a hell of a fight.
Do you think he'll ever fight you?
Lamont or Tank?
Nah, Tank.
Yeah, I think he don't got no choice. I think that
Tonight gave fans hope that Davis and Stevenson will finally face each other, so we can get a clear answer on who truly deserves to lead the lightweight rankings. Gervonta "Tank" Davis took the first mark on his professional record with a controversial draw Saturday night at the Barclays Center. One judge scored the fight 115 to 113 for Davis, but the other two called it 114 to 114, resulting in a majority draw. The crowd of about 19,250 loudly booed the decision.
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault.
With the draw, Davis kept his WBA lightweight title, while Roach gained a lot of respect even though he didn't become a two-division champion that night. "I'm a little disappointed with the decision. I thought I won," said Roach, whose WBA junior lightweight title wasn't on the line. "That's what happens when two skilled fighters face off. They show their best. I definitely thought I won, but we can run it back." Davis also believed he deserved the win. "I think I took the last 3 rounds for sure," he said.
To get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the motherfucking bills.
I was landing some clean shots and felt like I was wearing him down as the fight went on, but he kept coming, so I stayed careful and didn't want to make mistakes. The CompuBox stats showed that 29-year-old Roach worked harder throughout the 12 rounds, landing 112 out of 400 punches, while Davis landed 103 out of 279. Davis had a slight edge in power punches, connecting with 93 of 210, while Roach landed 87 of 252. The most talked about moment wasn't a punch, but a call by referee Steve Willis. Early in round 7, Davis took a knee after a jab from Roach. then quickly went to his corner to have a trainer wipe his face. Later, Davis explained he did this because chemicals from his hair were dripping into his eyes.
It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And
Referee Willis started counting a knockdown, reaching 2, but then stopped and let Davis get help from his corner, which wasn't allowed. If Willis had called it a knockdown or penalized Davis's corner for the illegal help, the judges might have scored the round 10-8 for Roach, giving the underdog the win. It should have been a knockdown, Roach said. If that counted, I would have won. He says something got in his eye, but if he takes a knee and the ref counts, that's a knockdown. Davis's explanation only made the crowd boo louder. It's all cool, Davis said calmly.
And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And
they love you, then they hate you, then they love you again. You know how it goes. Right from the start, it was clear that both fighters, who faced each other twice as young amateurs, had a lot of respect for one another. Neither wanted to take big risks or walk into a counterpunch. Davis, 30, from Baltimore, started to increase his activity a bit in the second round, throwing quick 1-2 counters. Meanwhile, Roach kept up steady, disciplined pressure that made Davis work hard, but didn't give him many openings to counter.
I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know.
Anyone who doubted Roach could pull off an upset would have been convinced by the 7th round. Roach landed a sharp counter right hand that caught Davis awkwardly as he tried to turn away. It wobbled Davis for a moment, but Roach stayed disciplined, aware of the many fighters knocked out trying to press their advantage against Davis. Roach kept up his strong performance in the 8th round, trading power shots with Davis. Roach's right hand did more damage than Davis's left, showing who had the edge in that exchange.
But you gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little harder.
After the fight, Davis showed respect for Roach, who he had beaten twice as an amateur, but now had to settle for a draw with as a pro. Lamont is a great fighter. He's got the skills, like I said before, and the punching power, Davis said.
You showed the world that you didn't back down, because, of course, leading into the fight, like, folks were like saying, oh, Tank's opponents get intimidated and everything like that. But, of course, like you said in the press conference, you ready to boogie. Because you already knew what it was, you know, between you and Tank. So
it was a lesson learned. Big shout out to Lamont Roach and his whole team. Hopefully, we can do a rematch in New York. Let's do it again, baby. Roach, clearly proud of his performance, agreed they still have unfinished business to settle.
Fight as far as like going back and forth with Tank, as far as like throwing more combinations over the course of those rounds.
I just think, going into the fight, I knew I had what it takes. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in it.
Gervonta is a great fighter, Roach said. I thank him for the chance to prove everyone wrong. The doubters, the fake boxing media, and fans who talked. That all got turned upside down. Even though I didn't get the win tonight, I thought I did. So it's a win for me in my book. But we're not satisfied. We want a real W. What do you think about Shakur Stevenson's claims about Gervonta "Tank" Davis? Do you believe Davis now has an equal chance against Lamont Roach Jr.? If both Davis and Stevenson win their next fights, do you think they'll finally face each other by the end of the year? Share your thoughts in the comments below. That's it for now. For the best updates on boxing news, moments, events, and fights, stay connected by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss out on quality content like this. Until next time, peace.